UGA's legendary announcer Larry Munson died this week at age of 89. In this week's BS Report, Bill Sahnks reflects on his life and his influence on fellow announcers.
On Sunday, Larry Munson, the legendary voice of the Georgia Bulldogs, died at the age of 89. Now, he was in his upper 80s and he had been retired for a couple of years, so it wasn't a complete shock that he had passed away. But for those of us who listened to him for so many years on the Georgia Bulldog radio network, it was still a little bit shocking. Larry Munson was a legend in the state, an icon, someone that we listened to every Saturday for 43 years called Georgia Bulldog football. He actually came to Georgia as a member of the Atlanta Braves broadcast team back in 1966. He was with Ernie Johnson and Milo Hamilton in the Braves' first year in Atlanta, but then he got the Georgia job, and he really found his niche. He did hunting shows, fishing shows along the way, but calling football, calling Georgia football, was what he was born to do. And over the years, he became not just an announcer, but a part of the family, someone that also loved the football program as much as all of us who really rooted for the team. This was a guy who was a great play-by-play guy. He was known for his great calls like Blue to Scott, Run, Lindsey, Run, Look at the sugar falling out of the sky. But go to LarryMunson.com and hear the great play-by-play calls that he had over the years, including the 1982 Auburn game when that sugar was falling out of the sky, but the plays leading up to that when he was describing the action were so great. And remember, back in the day when Munson started, not every game was on television, so we had to listen to the radio to find out what was happening. And he had that gift of painting that picture in our imagination. So even if we weren't there, even if we weren't watching the action, we could see it by the words he was saying. And he said the words "we" when he was describing Georgia. We are doing this. We're not going to be able to do this. He sounded like a fan that was in the stands calling the action, and that's another reason why Georgia fans loved him so much. These days we have canned announcers, guys that sit there and talk, and they sound the same way. They have that same voice, and they're just cookie-cutter announcers. But Larry Munson was not that. He was original. He was unique, and he loved college football. And for all of us in the South who actually love the game, to hear that voice every Saturday was something that we look forward to each and every year. Larry's gone, but thankfully we have his voice and those audio clips to live on forever. And there will never be another Larry Munson.